I'm here with Sanjay Bhandari and Matthew Bartlett of IBM, who are happy Tufin customers and have been gracious enough to allow me to ask them a few questions about their deployment. So I guess why don't you start with telling me, what led you to Tufin?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity for interviewing. But what led us to Tufin was we have a lot of firewalls that we manage, and we have a business requirement of documenting all the changes over time that happen, and those have to be documented and submitted for review. And we had no way of doing that for extended periods of time. So we needed some software, some application which could do that without intervention of operators too much.
So how many firewalls do you manage total?
We have over 100 firewalls that we manage.
Over numerous locations or
yes, we
worldwide?
Have over 6 locations. We have over 100 firewalls.
Are the 6 locations all in the U.S. or are they global? Or
they are all they're global. We have 4 here in the U.S. and we've got 1 in the U.K. or the new one. There's another new one in the U.K. as well, and then 1 in Japan. But the firewalls are primarily in the U.K. and the U.S.
Okay, and so basically you had some auditing. You had no way to be able to audit the changes, or there was no process in place for that. So it was a business process issue primarily?
Yes, it was a business process, and the other bigger issue was to collect that data on a continuing basis.
And so, who else did you look at besides Tufin?
We evaluated Fireman, Secure Passage, and as well as AlgoSec, and the functionality we found in Tufin were meeting our requirements to the fullest.
What were your requirements?
Our requirements, as I said, was to get all the changes which had occurred during time, and also to audit which administrator made what changes and what service request were they assigned by. So somebody raised a service request, we had to track that, and what changes were made by whom and when.
And so was there a particular feature, or was it the GUI? Was there something that stood out with Tufin that led to you choosing it? Was it a feature issue? Was it a sales issue? Or
ease of use.
Ease of use?
And completeness of product features.
Okay, so Brett, then excellent. What else did I want to ask you? And so how long have you been using it?
We've been using Tufin for 1.5 years now.
How was the deployment?
Deployment was literally 30 minutes.
Really?
We were able to get all the firewalls, the CMAs monitored and managed in about 30 minutes.
Wow. And so has it been working as promised?
Yes, it has given us, it is definitely working as promised and more.
I think one thing that's important just to make sure that it's covered is it takes care of business controls for documentation of changes, but it also helps with troubleshooting in a surprisingly good way.
So what would you say is the major benefit? Is it, ROI is such a hard term to apply to a security product, but are savings in time, savings in people that you could dedicate to other things? What would you say
yes,
are the
savings in time is one, definitely. Savings in operator time, saving in downtime where somebody configured something incorrectly, and we had an instance where we had over 100 VPNs drop down because of a misconfiguration, and we were able to catch in less than 10 minutes and rectify the situation.
And how long do you think that would have taken you? How long do you think that would have taken you without Tufin?
It would have taken hours.
Yeah.
Hours before we could have figured out.
Possibly it would have been more like hunting and pecking rather than getting a report right away.
Right, so it would have been a needle in a haystack, and you would have really had to manually go through the logs. Yeah. Is that it? And what would you like to see next with Tufin?
The one big reason why we bought Tufin was obviously they do very good job on the checkpoint firewalls, but we still use a lot of Cisco devices, routers, and switches, and we wanted to have a complete product which would do all the networking gear. And Tufin has delivered that for us. They have stuck to their timelines and their commitments of feature enhances, and we are very pleased to have all the features that we have. And there are certain others which are in the future roadmap which should be delivered to us, and I think that makes Tufin a good solution for us.
So do you consider them to be a real partner?
Yes, we definitely do consider them to be a real partner because they are very, very, they hear to our requirements and they try to build it in the product.
Responsiveness has been good.
Responsiveness is good. Does Steve Moscarelli do a good job for you?
Steve Moscarelli always talks to me about sending me quotes, which I don't quite care till the product works the way that I like it. But yes, Steve and the whole team. I've been interacting with Mark Wellens and other people, and they've been really, really responsive to our needs.
Is there anything else that you want to say about either your experience with Tufin or about the product? If you would recommend it to other people, what would you say?
Yes, I would definitely recommend to anybody who is in a similar environment as ours and the requirements that they have.
Definitely, yeah. The ease of installation, ease of use, it's easy to recommend.
Excellent. Well, I think that's it. Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time.
All right, we finally found the quiet corner.